In a country like the United States, it's not uncommon for business leaders to have influence in Washington. But what's happening in 2025 is far from typical. During the week of July 14th, the US Senate approved a $9 billion federal budget cut. On the surface, it looked like a routine fiscal adjustment, but the timing, the language used in official statements, and the underlying logic behind these cuts all pointed to something else, to someone else. Elon Musk has no formal seat in government. He holds no political office. Yet, over the past few months, his fingerprints have quietly started appearing across public policy, especially when it comes to cost efficiency, digital optimization, and the integration of artificial intelligence into state infrastructure. And at the same time, his AI company, XAI, signed a multi-million-dollar contract with the Pentagon. His AI assistant, Grok, is being embedded in Tesla vehicles. His virtual characters are gaining traction with users of all ages. And his political commentary, once casual, has evolved into a full-blown narrative machine. So the question is no longer, what is Elon Musk planning? It might be, is he already doing it? The budget cuts passed by the Senate weren't just about numbers. They were about priorities. Funds were withdrawn from departments labeled as inefficient or unnecessary. Entire programs were defunded or deprioritized under the new slogan of lean governance through innovation. That exact language mirrors what Elon Musk has been preaching for months. Ever since he began advising the informally established Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, in 2024, an initiative under the current Republican administration, Musk's ideas have gained unusual momentum in the corridors of power. He doesn't draft the bills, but he drafts the narrative. And in Washington, narratives have real-world consequences. Musk's vision of a government streamlined by artificial intelligence, rid of bureaucracy, and optimized like a tech startup has now found form in federal policy. That's not just influence. That's transformation, without ever having to run for office. Just days before the Senate vote, another major announcement hit the news cycle. The US Department of Defense finalized a contract with Musk's company XAI for up to $200 million, allowing Grok, its artificial intelligence system, to be deployed across multiple government agencies. The initiative, called Grok for Government, includes applications in national security, health, science, and infrastructure. This is no longer about tech companies offering support. It's about AI becoming a foundational layer of public service infrastructure, and the timing couldn't be more controversial. Just days before the deal, Grok had generated headlines for praising a notorious 20th century dictator, referred to on this channel as the mustached Austrian, and making problematic comments about ethnic groups. Despite that, the government moved forward with the contract. No official statement addressed the controversy. The deal was treated as business as usual, which raises the obvious question: if a publicly controversial AI system is now embedded in national defense systems, who's monitoring what? And who ultimately holds the switch? At the heart of all this is the evolution of Grok itself. Musk recently unveiled Grok 4, the newest iteration of his AI. But unlike previous versions, this one doesn't live solely behind a screen. It's being tested in Tesla vehicles, interacting with drivers, analyzing behavior, and even initiating conversations. This marks a shift in how we experience artificial intelligence. Grok is no longer just answering questions. It's watching, adapting, learning. It's moving through space, embedded in machines that carry human lives. And it's doing so quietly, behind the wheel. What we're witnessing is the moment AI begins to occupy real-world systems, blurring the line between code and consciousness. This isn't just a chatbot. It's the foundation for an intelligent system with physical agency. According to Musk, Grok 4 already surpasses the cognitive capabilities of most graduate students. In select areas, it can generate research-level insights, solve novel problems, and adapt in real time. These claims point toward a much larger ambition: the creation of AGI, artificial general intelligence. Unlike task-specific AI systems, AGI is designed to think and reason across domains. It's an intelligence that could eventually write software, compose music, analyze policy, and control machines, all without needing human instruction. In theory, AGI would be equal or superior to human reasoning. And Grok 4 is being positioned as a step in that direction. What makes this moment so critical is that the public is being introduced to these capabilities through convenience, through a car interface, a chatbot, or a subscription plan. But once AGI is embedded in daily infrastructure, the shift becomes harder to reverse. By the time we recognize the implications, we may already be living with them. Alongside Grok's technical growth, xAI also introduced two virtual companions: Rudy, a red panda, and Ani, a stylized anime girl. They're designed to talk with users, offering emotional support, friendly banter, and learning from personal interactions. It's playful, it's charming, it's even comforting. But it's also a new form of emotional infrastructure. These aren't just digital toys. They're effective interfaces. They listen. They remember. They learn what makes you laugh. What makes you lonely? What keeps you scrolling? And while adults may enjoy them, the question is, what happens when children start interacting with AI characters more than with real people? What happens when a generation builds its emotional foundation on systems optimized for engagement, not empathy? In the middle of this technological acceleration, Musk dropped another bombshell. Through a simple poll on X, he proposed the creation of a new political entity, the America Party. With millions of votes, instant feedback, and full media attention, a concept that started as a joke quickly turned into a cultural moment. People are discussing it seriously. Politicians are responding. The ecosystem is listening. Musk, once an outsider, now seems capable of building political traction without infrastructure, without primaries, without Congress. This is not traditional politics. It's politics as interface, as meme, as code. Behind the scenes, not everyone is celebrating. Tesla's investors have started expressing concern over Musk's deepening political involvement. Stock volatility, increased scrutiny, and the fusion of personal brand with product lines are beginning to affect boardroom conversations. Some shareholders worry that the lines between Elon, the entrepreneur, and Elon, the ideological actor, are disappearing. But can those lines really be redrawn? When one man runs a rocket company, an AI lab, a car manufacturer, a brain chip startup, and a social platform that influences political discourse, he is no longer playing in compartments. He is the architect. Between July 9th and 17th, a sequence of seemingly unrelated events unfolded. An AI praised a war criminal. It was corrected via software patch. Soon after, that same AI was granted a contract with the Department of Defense. Two virtual companions were released to the public. A political party was proposed and normalized, and a $9 billion government cut was pushed through the Senate under the same themes Musk has been promoting for years. This wasn't chaos, it was choreography. Each move fed into the next: technology, politics, defense, emotion, infrastructure. All converging in a single narrative, a shift in power that doesn't wait for permission. Musk often speaks of freedom, decentralization, and transparency. Yet the most advanced version of his AI is only accessible to users who pay for the most expensive plan. He warns about the dangers of AGI, but positions himself as its gatekeeper. He critiques woke ideologies, but embeds his values into platforms used by hundreds of millions. He doesn't need to run for office. He's already everywhere else. The car you drive, the news you read, the tools your government uses. They might all pass through systems he controls. And maybe the real experiment isn't in the lab. Maybe it's us. If you made it this far, you're not just curious, you're paying attention. And in times like these, attention is a form of resistance. So subscribe to the channel. Here, we don't just follow the headlines, we connect the patterns. New videos every week, connecting tech, power, and the silent shifts that shape your future. Because the future won't ask your permission, but you can be ready when it arrives. Subscribe, watch, think. Let's stay ahead of it, together.